Hi, welcome to Kaswell's Kappa, the channel where you learn how to work on your Kappa step by step. In today's video, we're going to learn how to replace the rear speakers inside your body lock pillar trim panels in your Pontiac Solstice. These are the speakers behind your passenger and driver's side in the little panel next to the waterfall. I'll provide you with everything you need, including an info sheet in the description. Now, let's see how it's done. To remove the body lock pillar trim panel, which is connected to the waterfall, it's behind the seat, and it's connected to your door sill, the first thing we're going to have to do is remove the door sill. Next, we're going to have to scoot the seat forward and then slide it down so that we have ample room to get to the body lock pillar trim panel on both sides, including that one. You got to do the same thing on the driver's side, and then we're going to remove it. To remove the door sill is pretty easy. There's going to be 4 clips holding it into place, maybe 5. Sometimes it'll get stuck behind your little panel here, so whenever you go to pull, it'll pop. But I like to start on, honestly, wherever. Usually I like to start on the end and just give it a nice little tug. Just like that. And as you can see, there's your 4 clips. Your door sill is removed. To scoot the seat forward, there's a little lever on the bottom front portion of the seat. I'm going to grab the headrest and this at the same time, tug it until it scoots forward a little bit, and I have access to the little hinge that helps us lower it. In order to lower the seat, as you can see on the side of your seat, there's a little hinge here. You're going to push that up. It's not going to click or anything, but it's going to allow your seat to scoot forward, and this is going to give you ample room to your lock pillar trim panel. When it comes to removing the lock trim pillar panel, it's kind of an awkward shape to deal with because it's so connected to the door jamb. So where I'll usually start is I'll start on the bottom. It's really hard up here. Most of the tabs for this and the clips, they're up top. There's only a couple on the bottom, so that's where I like to start. There's also an electrical connection because of the tweeter, so you're gonna have to be careful of that as well. So starting down here, push forward until it pops out, like so. And then move your way along the bottom until you get close to where the lock trim panel is over the waterfall panel, and you're going to just pull there because that's where the next easy tab is going to be. Just like that. And what you can do is, now that that's done, you're going to move up along the line next to the water panel trim or the waterfall panel, and you're going to just keep popping them out from there. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. So the lock trim panel is now completely disconnected. The only thing we gotta look out for now is the tweeter connector. Now when it comes to removing the tweeter connection, it's kind of tricky. So your tab is inside the little white deal here. So what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to push in and pull out. And you'll have to be real careful. As you can see, it's kind of wiggly. It's because it's not really held on very well. It's kind of soldered on there. So try to push in that tab, pull up, just like that. And now the waterfall can be, or not the waterfall, the lock trim panel can be removed and slid out. To remove the tweeter, there's only 3 screws holding it on, and then there's a tab up here. All 3 of these screws need to be removed, and then the little tweeter should just slide right out. Once all the screws are out, just take your speaker, lift it right out. When it comes to installing the speaker, make sure it's oriented correctly. The top right is going to be for the tab, but then you see this little cutout on that side of the speaker. There's only one like it. It's going to be for this little tab right here, so that it kind of slides on there. So now that the tab's all the way down, you got your little slider right there. We're going to take our screws, install them, and the tweeter will be installed. Once the screws are on, we can install our panel and get everything together. To install the lock pillar trim panel, I'm going to take my seat belt, raise it up a little bit, slide this guy in here. Make sure your seat belt is over this little, well, I guess you can't really see it. There's a little slot up at the top that your seat belt is going to kind of rest on. You'll know what I'm talking about. It's like a little 90 degrees. But anyways, I'm going to get this guy lined up. I'm going to grab my connector right here. I'm just going to push him in place, make sure it's lined up correctly. Okay, now that that's installed, we can install our lock trim panel. So I'm going to explain the install process before I show you, because my camera's kind of funky right now. But anyways, so whenever we install this, I like to start it from the very top, because you can actually see where the first clip goes. This one right here, you can see where that goes in right here. So I'll usually like to follow it, and just not this big one right here, but this small one right here, by the way. But so this little piece, this top piece right here that's kind of jutting out of the lock trim pillar panel, it's going to go underneath the weather strip for your convertible top. So that's very important. So I like to try to pop the tab in and then slide it under here at the same time, and then I'll work my way down until it's all popped in. Let's see how many clips we got here. We got one, I think there's a second one somewhere. Anyways, 2, 3, like a fourth one down there, 5. So there's like 5 or 6 clips that you're gonna have to pop in, so make sure you pop them all in. But now that we've gone over that, let me show you how to do it. And once again, because of the small space that we have here, you're not gonna see a whole lot, at least not as much as I would like y'all to, especially with it being at night. Otherwise, I'd do a different camera view. But anyways, we're gonna focus on the top, and then we're gonna slide it underneath the the weather strip. So we're gonna get that little hole lined up here, if I can see. I'm using the camera flashlight so I can see. All right, so that's lined up. We'll try to make sure that this goes on top of that panel. Come on. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that is popped in. I believe that's popped in. Okay, so that's nice and popped in. Now we can start moving down the line, if it'll let us. It's very tricky sometimes, but you will have to use some force, because, I mean, if it was difficult to take out, it's going to be difficult to put in. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, including the very top one. Beat it a little bit, make sure it's all nice and snug. It may stick out a little bit, but that could just be because of your little seatbelt holder. If you need to, take it out, readjust it, and just get it nice and flush. But other than that, that should be good here. Scoot our seat back, scoot this back, and then we'll get our door sill back on. To install this door sill, it's very easy. Just line up the grooves and the clips, make sure everything's matched up and it's not sitting on any wires, and give it a good old push. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just like that, your door sill is installed. Thank y'all so much for checking out the video. I hope that it helped y'all out and that you learned something new. I'm going to refer y'all to my website, kaswellskappa.wixsite.com. There are more procedures on my website for y'all to use, whether it be spark plugs or oil changes, that sort of thing. They're there and they're available for you to use. That's all I have for y'all today, and I will see y'all next time. Until then.